I think when a lot of people look at Diego Brando, they just see Dio, which is kind of a shame because Diego is a completely separate character with his own motivations, beliefs and morals that largely contradict what Dio does and believes. Many characters in Steel Ball Run don't actually resemble the people that they are the alternate universe versions of. For example, many people forget even that Johnny Joestar and Jonathan Joestar are meant to be the same person because they're so different in personality. And nobody would dare compare Yara Zeppeli to any other character in the series because he's so unique and special, even though he is the alternate universe version of the other Zeppelis. While Diego obviously does kill people in Steel Ball Run, I think it's also important to recognise that he doesn't go out of his way to kill people unless he has to. For example, when he fights Gyro, he actually warns Gyro to stay away from him because he doesn't want to fight him. And it's, I think, very important to recognise this because Dio himself is bloodthirsty and cruel for no reason. Take, for example, when he found out what the mask's power actually was entirely down to the fact that he decided to get into a fight and then murder two vagrants. Over a very small slight, honestly. While with Diego, everything he does is at least for a purpose. He is ruthless, not cruel. Which is the important distinction to make between Dio and Diego, and one of the reasons why I believe they are fundamentally different people. The circumstances of them both are actually more different than you would think, because while Dio had a chance to remake his life completely and was adopted by an extremely wealthy family, Diego, meanwhile, had to actually work his way up with nothing to become an expert jockey and actually become someone of worth, which is one of the reasons why he was so determined to negotiate with Valentine, because he desperately wanted to make his way in life. It's such a shame that people see this deep and varied and interesting character and simply decide to supplant him by saying, oh well, he's just that megalomaniac from part 3 but again. I guess it is important to actually talk about alternate Diego Brando, if I must. So I consider alternate Diego Brando to be a completely separate character. Stans are a manifestation of one's own psychic energy, as in, it is literally tied to who you are. And the fact that Diego and alternate Diego have different stands, to me at least, points out that they are completely separate people. This is without even going into the fact that they have very different personalities, and honestly, alternate Diego probably is just Dio. The way he acts, he has all that cruelness, all that bloodthirst, that willingness to kill for no reason. He even fights in the same way, and the fact he has the same stand points to that. I think it would be fair to say that alternate Diego is separate from original Diego purely in that fact. But I think a lot of people, when it comes to alternate universes, forget one very important thing that Johnny said at the end of part 7. Even if Valentine brought Gyro back, it would not be the same man that I travelled with.